YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I am Mr. Make Life Happen, and I hope you guys are having a super blessed day because life is so good. Today I want to talk about all things are possible. All things are possible. So whenever you have a desire in your life, it comes down to just one thing, and that's just belief. If you don't believe in yourself, then you're killing your own dreams. You're sabotaging your own self. You're actually limiting what's possible to happen in your life. So let's look at the most successful people in the world. They believed that all things were possible. And as you can see, look at these people. They're all of different ages, different colors, different backgrounds. But they all believed that all things were possible no matter how many times they were told that it was not going to happen. In the book of Mark, it says, all things are possible to him that believes. In the book of Matthew, it says, with God, all things are possible. So what this is telling you is that God is equated to the one that believes. And this power of belief that you have should not be small just because of your logical senses, what you see right now. It is completely up to you on how far you actually take this power. And this is because all things exist in the human imagination. So it is completely up to you on how far you take your belief. Your belief stems from your human imagination. So if you can't see yourself having something, then you're just not going to believe that it's possible. If you want to go beyond this belief, then it must be through your human imagination. Now, you don't have to wait till tomorrow, next week, next month. In order to imagine these things, you can do these things right now. And this is because all things exist in your human imagination right now. People have worshipped these little statues and these icons that are made by men for many years because they didn't believe in themselves. In Psalms 115, it describes these idols as silver and gold. It says the work of man's hands have eyes but do not see. They have mouths but do not speak. They have ears but do not hear. They have feet but do not walk. And no sound is heard from their throats. Those who make them are just like them, and so are those who trust in them. Again, those who make them are just like them, and so are all those who trust in them. So Neville Goddard talked about this story of a woman, this famous actress, and she was in an accident in her Rolls Royce, but she wasn't injured really bad. It wasn't a major accident. But she attributed this, her luck, or not getting into a major accident, to her little icon named Saint Christopher. But the person that made it and then sold it to her is just like her. So she could have had any icon and that would have saved her because that's what she believed. And remember, as you believe, it is done unto you. Now, this is why we don't judge others based on possessions. This is what they truly believe. Now, she was led to this little icon because her belief led her to it. But she doesn't know that it was herself that created this icon. Now, she truly believed that this man-made icon saved her from having a worse accident. But the only thing that saved her is her belief that it would. She didn't know who to trust, so she put her belief in this little icon. But we are told all things are possible to him who believes, and all things are possible to God. So as you can see that you, the believer, are equated with God, and this is how all things are possible. There is no separation. Your ability to believe, this capacity, this is your own human imagination. Imagination is the only God. Now, senses may say you have this or have that, but if you can just see yourself and imagine having exactly what it is that you want, then you can have it, and there's nothing that's going to stop you from having it. Because as you believe, it is done unto you. Now you have to believe by assuming that your assumption, that your assumption of your desire is here right now, and you want to sense the feeling of your desire with feelings. So what would it feel like if you had your desire right now? So what you do is you're going to subjectively appropriate. You're going to impress your mind with the desire that you have. Now you're going to assume that you have that already. Now that is called faith. Now, do you believe that your desires are truly possible? If you can believe and assume it and deny all the facts, all the things that people are telling you, then this very assumption will make your desires come true. Everything you see around you was once a desire. It was just a thought. Think about it. Your clothes, the couch that you're sitting on, your car, your house. It was once a desire, and then it was believed into reality. So if you know what you want and you truly believe that it's possible, then all things are possible. It doesn't matter if it takes 100,000 men to help you fulfill your desire. Some people will come to help you and not even know they're helping you. You do not have to convince anyone to help you. All you have to do is believe that all things are possible. Again, you do not have to convince anyone, but you just have to believe in yourself and believe that all things are possible. Now, the world is going to reflect your beliefs because everyone is you pushed out. So if you have a desire for something, then believe in it because all things are possible to those that believe. But it is completely up to you to believe in yourself. So let's say you want to go to Hawaii and you have no time or money. What exactly are you supposed to do? So what you do is you ignore your current senses. You ignore your screen of space. Ignore the outer world, the present time. And you want to subjectively impress your subconscious mind by sleeping in Hawaii. This is your desire. So you have to mentally sleep in Hawaii. What type of things are you going to see there? As you lay in bed, imagine all these things as if you were already in Hawaii. When you wake up in the morning, you may not be physically in Hawaii, but changes were made. Wherever you will always go where you are in your mind. And this is because where the mind goes, the feet soon will follow. Where the mind goes, the feet soon will follow. If we are led from where the mind goes, then we must think from our desires, not of our desire. So if you are currently in Hawaii right now, you will think from there. You wouldn't be thinking of Hawaii. You will be thinking from Hawaii to your current location. So now that you are in Hawaii, you are now thinking of your current location. Does that make sense? So if you want to go somewhere, you have to think from there. You have to go inwardly. What would it feel like if I were in Hawaii right now? What would I see? What would I smell? What would I touch? So you're thinking from there in first person. Remember that all things are possible to him that believes. Now this belief is not a belief that it's going to happen. This is a belief that is actually happening and is coming to you right now. Now, a lot of people believe that all things are possible to God, but they don't believe that they are one with God. But the Bible equates God, the creator of all things, with the one who believes. Now, you have to go beyond what reason dictates, the facts, and then you expand on the person that you want to be. And then you hold on to this faith. And then test yourself. And as you're testing yourself, you're also testing Christ, for he is God's power and wisdom. Now, it doesn't cost you anything. This is free. It doesn't cost you anything to see if what I'm telling you is true. So go ahead and try it for yourself and see if this is true. Go ahead. Test this power and see if your human imagination creates all reality. You have to go within to see that all things are possible. Now, ask yourself, what would it feel like if my desire were to be fulfilled right now? So you live in this assumption and it will externalize into your outer world. This is your screen of space. Doesn't matter where you are, where you're from. It doesn't matter. All things are possible when you believe. Doesn't matter what your family believes. Doesn't matter what your friends believe. Think about it. Half of those people don't believe in themselves. So why would you want to believe in the same things that they do? If you believe in icons, it's time to start believing in yourself. These are nonsense and they're not necessary. These icons were made with human hands and these are false gods. You're worshiping icons and not God, which is your own human imagination. Again, you're worshiping icons and not God, which is your own wonderful human imagination. All things are possible to him who believes, and with God all things are possible. So isn't this simply implying that God is equated to you, the one that's believing? So God's name forever and forever will be I am, and you will always be conscious of being. Now you don't have to say I am to specify what you are being aware of. And this awareness is God, and there is no other God. All things exist in the human imagination, not just the good things. I'm talking about the good and the bad things. In the Bible, in the book of Deuteronomy, it says, see now that I, even I am he, and there are no other gods beside me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal, and no one can deliver out of my hand. So what this is telling you is that you can create good and bad. Now, you may not recognize your harvest until after. So you need to check your mindset, because remember that where the mind goes, the feet soon will follow. Paul in scripture says that we must walk by faith and not by sight. Now, everybody knows what it's like to walk by sight, but we are called to walk by faith. Now, as you begin to walk in faith as the believer, and you have faith that you, the believer, and God, the creator of the universe, are one, then all things will be possible to you. If you don't believe in your I amness, you will never fulfill your desires. You have to assume the person that you want to be. This takes time, it takes practice. But think about maybe the first time you got on a bike. Over time, you got better. You probably fell off a couple times. Maybe you ran into a couple of things. But eventually you understood the balance and how to ride a bike. And it's the same thing with your human imagination. You're going to make some mistakes, and that's okay. But with practice and time, you will understand eventually how to use this power of your human imagination. So don't condemn yourself for any mistakes you've made in the past. Remember, you are practicing. And with this practice, you will get better, and you will be able to manifest the things that you desire in your life. So how these things will come to you, I have no idea. But I do know one thing, and it is according to what you believe. So don't condemn yourself for those former past mistakes that you made, but make sure that you learn from them. And remember, the only thing that caused these things that you did not desire was your own human imagination. And your own wonderful human imagination, this is God, and this is the only creative power that creates in this entire world. Everything must be imagined before it is externalized. So things become factual after they are imagined, and this capacity is God. Everything created can be seen, but you who creates are not seen. And you cannot see this creative power until you know that you are God. Not everyone will accept this, as they would rather have their little icons. The famous actress who was in an accident in her Rolls Royce, she would not be interested in this type of knowledge or even believe what I'm saying. And you know what? There are millions of other people out there just like her. They're not willing to give up their little idols. And that's okay, because I've been there. But I'm telling you, it's time to believe in yourself. You don't need any of those little icons or false gods, because it is actually you that's creating them. Remember, all things are possible. So stop believing in things on the outside and start believing in your own human imagination. We are told in scripture, you shall make no graven images unto me, and have no other gods beside me. And God is your own human imagination. That is the only God. It doesn't matter how much money you have, your background, where you're from, none of that matters. All things are possible to him that believes, and with God, your human imagination, all things are possible. So you must go beyond what the reason dictates. You must go beyond your current limitations and imagine what you want, so you can get exactly what you want. And then when your imagination proves itself, does it really matter what the world thinks? Now, a lot of people may think I'm crazy, or this idea just seems blasphemous, but I know that through testing this over and over and over and over, I know that it's true. And after discovering this, I decided to share this with you guys. This is my purpose. I'm sharing my experiences with you. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to accept it, and if you don't, that's fine. I'm not here for that. I'm only here to show you and prove to you who God is. And God is your own wonderful human imagination. And that is the only creative power in this world. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next video, False Gods. False Gods. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon, go out there and use your gifts and make life happen. Peace.